those fibers. You don't want to be fucking with those fibers, boys.
No, mate, I don't fuck the fibers.
Fuck the fibers.
Anyway, welcome to another episode of Rap Reviews, where we talk about rap. And I'm just going to make sure my cat doesn't get erect again, because he keeps getting a little...
He's been very erect lately.
Dude, he's been getting... I caressed his boner before, not knowing that...
He's looking pretty aroused there.
Yeah, I know. You got to watch
He's
him.
spread eagling you.
Yeah, and then he just gets... Oh, fuck, he's biting.
Now he's giving you a little love bite.
Yeah, not a little love
Man,
bite.
this is turning from foreplay into actual play.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're witnessing some bestiality go down here, Ben.
I'll wait till I jerk him off in front of you guys. You're gonna love it. Anyway, I'm Romano.
I'm Kieran.
You've got Kieran.
And I'm Ben.
Now I've got Ben. I'm not Ben. He's Ben.
I'm Ben.
Who I think we're doing Kendrick Lamar today.
We are doing the Moo Man,
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar.
The most conscious guy in rap.
Apparently so, that's what they say.
We should also probably apologise to our listeners from going 1 week from Cardi to Lamar the next. It's like very jarring.
But that's what we do. It's abrupt.
It's like
pivots,
going from someone who's very
we did.
lyrically shallow to someone who's won a Pulitzer fucking prize for his lyricism.
No, we did Gets the last time.
Yeah.
out.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That Gets was the nice transitionary artist.
That's
True,
how
we
you
did.
end up here.
We did.
It's been so long since we've recorded, boys. I've forgotten.
Yeah, we had some time off. As always, we like to have little breaks.
Yeah,
through
it's
the
tough
times.
putting out an episode once every 3 weeks. Need to recuperate.
What song are we doing today? Because I actually have no idea. Ow.
We are doing a song off his newest album that's been released, most recent one that's come out. The album being Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. We're doing the second track in the album, N95.
Is that,
Okay, nice.
Is that in reference to masks
It is.
that became a big ticket item during the recent pandemic?
Yes, the
Well, I mean, I
mandated
shouldn't say the
mask.
recent pandemic. It's still going on.
I just don't think anyone
Still
cares
ticking
anymore.
Nah, no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
At least here anyway, we kind of judge things based off our own environment. But it seems kind of universal that everybody's like, "Fuck that for a laugh."
Yeah, I'm over masks. You know, I think the people.
I don't mind a mask in a tight knit setting, shopping centre, public transport. Keep things protected. There's influenza strains going around that probably just as nasty as the old Rona.
Yep.
Anyway, there's my public fucking health announcement.
But yeah, you nailed it.
Well, let's not talk
exactly
anymore
what it's
about
referencing.
these fucking flus and Ronas. And just we're all over it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So take us off, mate.
All right, boys, N95. Have we listened to this album? Are we got thoughts?
I liked it.
Yeah, I
didn't
liked
think it was his best album, but I've only listened to it 3-4 times.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's very thoughtful. The it's a lot of seems to just him like a long therapy session.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But sometimes you just want to throw a track on and vibe out. This one, I think, the whole album's probably the track you can do that with.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd say it's probably the most like boppy.
Yeah, 100%. And it's got a good music video to accompany it as well. I don't know if you gentlemen have seen that, but it's quite good.
I have not.
I've only
interesting.
really listened to the album in passing a couple of times.
Okay.
Still yet to give it my full attention.
Okay, well, all right.
It's a fucking long album from what I...
It's a 2-disc album.
Yeah,
I mean, you say 2 discs now, but it's technically not 2 discs anymore, is it?
2 discs, 4 LPs. I don't know if it's actually 4 LPs.
I think it's, yeah. I don't know.
It probably would be close to like a good...
How many bytes does it take to stream? That's the kind of standard we're operating on these days.
That would be my main criticism for the album. Not the bytes that it takes up, but more just the length of the album. I think some songs probably could have been cut, but who am I to say? I'm not a real music reviewer. I'm not like Anthony Fantano.
Is this his last album? Or is this just his last one with Top Dog?
Last one with Top Dog.
Right. So I guess it has to be like, something a bit grandiose. Something to go out with a bang.
Yeah, whatever happened to that metal album he was working on? Some like rock album?
I think that was just early ideas for what he was going to do next, and it was more sort of like, I wouldn't say it was metal, it was probably more like Pink, I don't even know, I'm going to say how bad I'm, but like Pink Floyd-y styled like guitar and stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There wasn't
Like
a whole
prog
lot of
rock.
that. There was a bit of that
prog rock.
in there. It was more like, I felt it was more like...
Yeah, no, not at all. I think he just went with a different direction. But there was 2 songs leaked like 2 years ago, I think, that were like sort of a bit shoddy quality because they weren't properly mastered and whatever. And those tracks very much sounded like that.
Had a bit of like Prince guitaring.
Yeah, a bit of prog rock action, as Kieran said.
Yeah, okay, cool. A little collab with Hall & Oates would have been pretty rad. I wouldn't have been really into that.
a collab with Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
Is this something that was on the cards, or are you just like
I'm just
picking an artist?
I'm just picking one of my favorite prog rock artists.
Mate, they weren't prog rock. They were like new wave.
No, they're prog rock.
No.
Hall & Oates.
I can guarantee you when people think prog rock, they don't think
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't
Oates.
think Hall & Oates when I think prog rock.
I think like Jethro Tull, Pink Floyd, think like all these kind of like big jam bands.
Deep Purple, would you call them that?
Yeah, they were like kind of hard rock. But anyway,
Go ahead.
look, I don't want to litigate too hard on
You've litigated.
Yeah,
the genres. Yeah, judge,
called me
jury,
out
and
for-
executioner.
You've called me out.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
I thought
Whatever, moving on.
I really thought it was 80s prog rock, but
No, it's like new wave to a T.
oh, okay, fine. Just go fuck myself.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah. Well, fucking Hall & Oates rock. So.
Yeah, you won't get any arguments here. Hall & Oates and Kendrick Lamar, that would be combination. for
Dude,
the
that would be a
ages.
sick.
It actually would be cool. I think.
Imagine
That
like
would
the
be
three of them. You know, they used to, like Hall & Oates used to have those like close-ups. You know,
Yeah.
and just Kendrick has a mustache.
A little turtleneck.
They could do like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, but just like Kendrick and Hall & Oates. I'd be into that.
That'd be great.
I think we need to crowdfund this idea.
All right, N95. It is indeed a reference to the face masks that were mandated over the COVID period when it was hot. And we've got an intro to the song, lads, which reads as follows. Hello, new world, all the boys and girls. I got some true stories to tell. You're back outside, but they still lied. Whoa, oh, oh.
Do you think Kendrick's getting on the whole pandemic thing? They lied to us. They've made us fucking sheeples. We've been wearing
Yeah,
masks.
dude.
for
That
the
is a
last 2
conflicting
years.
argument online of what he actually means by that.
Yeah, he thinks it was all just a way of
There's a
controlling
hoax.
us. Yeah.
He's been watching too much Alex Jones in the 5 years that he's had off recording.
gay frogs.
Yeah, I mean, it does very much sound like that's what he's saying, that he's just basically saying that the they lied very much implies that it's someone else other than him. But again, if you sort of the context of the song and the whole album, I feel it's more him saying that, like, even without the mask on anymore, we're still hiding like a part of ourselves.
No, okay, yeah.
Because that's kind of the point of the whole thing.
But we're still under control. By the government. By the gay
So it's like we're all
frogs.
still lying to each other, basically.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what he means by that, really.
Yeah, I hope he's not on the. Maybe he's talking from the point of view of the people that took the whole thing as like a hoax, you know. So he's like, just, you know, different perspectives. Hopefully, I'm hoping that he's not like a
He loves
anti-COVID, anti-vaxxer kind of guy.
He does love to do character portrayals, which are, you know, various different like demographics. So
Yeah, and I think
could
there's a song in this album where he's like him and the girl arguing, which is a really good song. And there's like kind of stuff that he says where I'm like, I don't think he actually believes that per se. He's just kind of
Yeah, I think it's more of probably parts of it, I think, of his character and personality and what he thinks, and other parts would just be like, yeah, him just portraying like a general argument that you'd hear between people of that age, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Interesting point someone put out, I don't know who put it up, someone mentioned this online, that little opening stanza there is eerily similar to on Good Kid Mad City at the start of Art of Peer Pressure, that everybody sit your bitch ass down in this true motherfucker story told by Kendrick Lamar, Rose Green, you bitch, ding, and then it kicks in.
Oh yeah,
Bit of a similar sort of intro to it, you know.
that was very
Sit
well
down,
done,
I'm about to
Ben.
tell you
yeah, you
something.
did nail
Thanks,
that
dude.
quite
Appreciate
well.
that.
Yeah.
I'm quite tired.
You sounded almost like Kendrick for a second.
Bandrick, boy.
Dude, you kind of look like.
You gotta look like Kendrick
No, I was
Lamar.
gonna say you look like Daryl Oates.
Dude, that's so weird. I was going to bring that up when you brought it up, because today I was talking about Hall & Oates with someone at work, and I said that to them. I was like, come to think of it, dude, like, he looks more like my dad than my real dad looks like me.
Yeah, he could be your dad.
He could be my dad.
Dude, was he in Australia around 1994?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
No, I guess he would have been here in 93 to get you properly in the
for
belly
me to
of
get you.
your mama. Yeah.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah, so Mama Banks, if you're listening, come clean.
Yeah, come on.
Is this some great prodigy of Hall & Oates that nobody knows about?
Yeah, Mum, make my dreams come true.
Yeah.
There he is.
You're quite musically gifted. You know, you got like your little perks.
I can do some stuff,
You
yeah.
can do some stuff.
Yeah.
Probably the best musician out of the three of us.
Verse 1, lads. Take off the foo-foo. Take off the clout chase. Take off the Wi-Fi. Take off the money phone. Take off the car loan. Take off the flex and the white lies.
Is he just basically saying once you get rid of all the things that kind of give you purpose and meaning and prestige in life, that you strip back to who you really are, which is just decaying organic matter?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's good. Nice work.
What are
all
we
the things
without
that
these things?
all the things that we chase in life, but we don't know why.
Yeah.
Which is,
Things that we just
I
aimlessly
know
do.
I'm constantly chasing that Wi-Fi if I don't have a SIM card that has data in it. And constantly with my phone up in the air looking for wherever's available.
You don't have a SIM card.
No, like when you go overseas and like you don't have a SIM card in your phone. So
Then
you're constantly hunting for that
rely
Wi-Fi.
exclusively off Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're always holding your phone out looking for a bit of signal.
Yeah.
Wherever that free Wi-Fi might be.
Some Starbuckses and some McDonald's come in handy because...
Yeah, just in case I got some shitty message on Facebook from my mum. I don't know who messages me these days.
That's sad, bro. Your mum's the only one messaging you.
Well, constantly, yeah. She's constantly blowing me up.
Oh, fair. She's worried about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're...
And rightly so. But is that what your interpretation was?
Yeah, I think you basically nailed that, fellas. It says what it says. Without all that stuff, what are we really? Do we need all that stuff? It's interesting that he says money phone and car loan, which is things that are not really desired to have, but it's like still a debt that you owe. So it's something that's part of your identity, I guess, and hanging over you.
And you get yourself in these debts to like make people think that you...
Exactly. Should we be buying cars we can't afford? Probably not.
Yeah.
A critique on capitalism, perhaps.
A critique on capitalism, indeed.
Fuck, you guys are as deep as Kanye. I was going to say Kanye and Kendrick.
Do we know what foo-foo is?
No. Oh, actually, is it an old clothing label?
Could be, but that's not what I found out.
Is it Red Foo's cousin?
Could be, but no. Foo-foo's a couple things I found out. Foo-foo, you can
Is it a little dog, like a designer dog?
Yeah, I feel like that's more Fifi.
Ah, yes. Yeah, it's not foo-foo.
Don't go confusing your fifis and your
Yeah, don't get
foo-foos.
your fees and your foos. But foo-foo is, you can either call someone a foo-foo and it means fool,
Oh.
or what I think is more appropriate here is foo-foo's just like expensive luxury items.
I think that's
Designer brand stuff,
Yeah.
whatever else,
Yeah.
you know.
I think that's definitely it.
I was kind of right with the designer dog, in a way.
Yeah. Designer dog would be, you could say that's foo-foo.
It's foo-foo, yeah.
You could say Fifi is foo-foo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kendrick is saying murder your cavoodles and get yourself rescue greyhounds.
Yeah, basically.
Which are all the rage these days. Yeah. Which I don't mind. I get around it.
It's a good trend.
It is. It's a good trend.
Yeah, they're a bit
Because
creepy looking.
They're kind of creepy, but they're great dog.
Yeah.
And, they had a hard life where they had to... Yeah, the early years of their life, they were a little workhorse. Little doggy meant to run around a track.
Let's give them some love.
Yeah. Just
Fuck that cavoodle off.
Yeah. Just get any... there's so many rescue animals out there, guys. Just fucking just choose one. This little guy here, he was a rescue cat. And he's a fuckwit, but he's still a rescue.
Nah, he's a cute fuckwit though.
He's pretty cute.
Maybe right.
I'm referring to my cat for all the listeners, which is everyone.
Take off the weird ass jewelry. I'm gonna take 10 steps. Then I'm taking off top 5. Take off the fabricated streams and their microwave memes. It's a real world outside.
Is the 10 steps in reference to like a jewel? Like where you take
you
10 steps and then you turn around and is that 10 steps?
It's 10 to 20, which I had to Google. But yeah, you nailed that. Someone said that, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. That makes sense.
Rappers
taking 10
are
steps.
really into it, right? Like Riz is into it.
Into jewels,
Into the 10 jewels. 10
No, we're talking dueling.
like jewels.
Like I challenge you to a duel.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think meant like
yes,
the
yes.
10 jewels, like the jewels to obtain, like wisdom, all that shit.
No, that's above me. I don't know.
No, Kendrick's just all about violence here.
Yeah.
And he's taken off top 5, I'm guessing, but I mean, he's already probably universally considered as the greatest rapper of this generation. So it's like,
Yeah.
you taking off top 5 is like, is that really necessary? Like, no one's really coming for you here.
He seems to talk about it a bit lately, because on the Baby Keem song that he's featured in, I forget which one it is, but one of them which says the same thing, I'm smoking on your top 5 tonight, and he keeps repeating that. I'm smoking on your top 5.
Maybe he's saying that we don't need this whole top 5 thing in hip hop.
Maybe.
We don't need to be like rating people in hip hop anymore. Aren't we maybe as artists and listeners, are we not past this point?
We need to stop giving BPM ratings to tracks.
Yeah.
Is what Kendrick's trying to tell us. Well, fuck you, Kendrick. It's the entire model of our show.
Actually, J. Cole put out a tweet where it's like, all you one listen reviewers are ruining hip hop. And I was like, sometimes we don't even listen to it.
Okay, J. Cole says that, but then he was going on about how good Drake's new album is. It's surprisingly dropped the other day, and it is fucking awful. It's just him singing really boring melodies over
He's doing medleys.
really nothing fucking like house beats. It's terrible. And the lyrics are terrible.
I'm going to break something to you, Ben. Most of what Drake releases.
Oh, I'm aware. Yeah.
shit.
But it's the fact that J. Cole said this and then he's like, it is one listen review. I was like, all right, man.
Yeah,
But your review of that is fucking trash. So
That's fair. Like, how many times did you listen to that Drake album? It better have been 8. I don't know why I chose 8, but just 8. Yeah. Seems like enough.
But I mean, if you're going to review something, you should probably listen to it more than once. I do agree with the sentiment, even though I've just come at the guy.
But I mean, the more you listen to an album, the more you kind of get like Stockholm syndrome for it, because if you just keep listening to it, it becomes familiar and your brain rewards you for
That is very true.
Listening to familiar things.
That is very true.
I think it's actually wise if you listen to something once, maybe give it two listens. And if you don't like it, then don't put it into your ether.
I think they've already come up with a solution for that. And that's people doing react videos when they first listen to an album, and then later on, a week later, doing a review when they've properly delved in.
No, okay.
So there's options out there, yeah.
I don't know. I've found those sometimes where I've really liked an album the first couple of spins, and then by 5, 6, 7 times in, I just turn around and I say, I don't
realize it's trash.
I don't enjoy this anymore.
Yeah. Because you get that with movies a lot too, because you get a lot, you're like taken away in the fantasy of it at the moment, and you're like, and then the more you think about it,
absolutely.
I guess it's okay. It wasn't as good as I thought it was at the moment.
Oh, for sure. You remember seeing a movie and you're like, that's fucking dope. And then you rewatch it, you're like, this is awful. Yeah. Yeah, no. I had that, man. It sucks. Sucks hard.
Hindsight, it's not good.
No, it's not fun. Did like The Northman though. I think
I still want to see that. I know. I'm gonna see it. I want to see Top Gun too. I was against it to begin with, but I mean, it's just gonna be the same movie as the first one, but just with better effects and shit.
Yeah, but I don't like the first one.
Yeah, the first one's fucking ridiculous, dude.
It's an awful film.
Yeah. It's a bit of fun to laugh at,
It's just like, I don't know. It's just a shit movie. It's a shit 80s movie. Like not one of those good ones like Die Hard.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I never understood the love for that film.
For Top Gun.
Yeah, just I don't know. I can understand a lot of cult classics and like really loved films, but that one I never understood.
I never got fucking Cruel Intentions, and now I see that they've made it into like a play.
Yeah, but that's actually not a good movie.
Yeah, that's
no, that is a terrible movie.
Yeah.
What's another one that like everyone loves? But I'm like, I'm not gonna say Jurassic Park because
don't dare say Jurassic Park, dude.
No.
Yeah, let's not ostracise a lot of our listeners. Let's just move on before Romano
all the dinosaurs listening out there.
Let's move on before Romano says something controversial.
Fabricated streams. Have you guys heard about that? That's the thing that's going down. Apparently, there's a lot of artists on streaming services that have mock numbers on there.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it's becoming a thing.
So they're cheating, saying that they're getting more downloads and streams than they actually are.
Yeah.
Should we start doing that with our show?
I was just thinking
we could find out the way to do it. Yeah,
because I've looked up how to become more successful in the podcast game, and apparently a lot of people will use bots.
Can we pay some like Eastern Europeans to just like listen to our podcast just over and over again?
Yeah, I'm sure we could. Did you know what happened to Ben recently with this whole card scam?
Oh yeah,
I heard. Yes.
Yeah, actually, I saw you the other day.
Yeah. He got taken out by the Nigerian princes, man.
Dude, they're coming for me.
He was like, "Yes, absolutely, I want to come and live in your palace."
So far, no palace.
just heaps of cards.
Heaps of me running around to the city in different places to go to different banks and what have you to cancel things.
2 bank cards came today. Yeah. One of them was a bank I've never heard of. One was famous.
Yeah, a few of them haven't. I've got about 10 so far.
Yeah.
And there's more to come.
So you got a good credit line at least, so you can just open
That was a good thing. I checked my credit rating and I was like, all right,
go ahead. Yeah, nice.
You thought about just like going around and tapping for just like very small things, like getting a stick of gum from somewhere.
One of the cards does have a fair bit of money on it.
That's $3,000. I was like, you should have checked that shit.
Yeah, I'm not touching that. It terrifies me, man. I don't want people coming in my house.
Yeah, you don't want the fucking crypto wizards and all that shit coming after you.
No. Anyway. Back to it. Fabricated streams. People have been doing mock numbers, dude. It's a thing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Kendrick spoke about it also on the same Baby Keem song that he spoke about that other thing. Said, last year, y'all fucked up on the listener. Who went platinum? I call that a visitor. Who been backing them? All been falsified. And he was talking about people falsifying the numbers.
You know, Taylor Swift's dad bought about $200,000 of her first album, and it helped shoot it up the country charts. Yeah,
Hectic.
Yeah.
That's just like pure nepotism, and you know what? I'm here for it.
Yeah, fucking go, Dad. I don't know.
Yeah, she's actually talented too. So go ahead.
Yeah,
Same as Clyro. Have you listened to Clyro, the singer songwriter? Anyway,
Cairo. No.
Clyro.
Clyro.
Her dad is like a famous exec from, I think he worked for like Coca-Cola Amatil and a bunch of Coca-Cola Amatil and a bunch of other like big retail brands, and everybody like claims that she's a bit of a plant because of her dad's nepotism, but her music's good, so
yeah. It's like Arctic Monkeys, one of my favorite bands of all time. When they were getting started, when they were about 16, 17, they just call up radio stations and be like, have you guys heard of these guys, the Arctic Monkeys? They're fucking sick.
That's clever, dude. That's good.
And they were like, no, yeah, they're dope, man. You guys should. So then radio stations started playing them, but they were the ones making the calls.
Clever,
so that's like
genius.
that's like guerrilla marketing.
Yeah. It's also like something like a bunch of 17-year-olds would think of, and like they just pulled it off. Love it.
That's sick.
And Alex Turner, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He's one of the best fucking songwriters of this generation.
He's very good.
Yeah.
A Pile Driver Waltz is a fantastic name for a song.
Oh yeah. And the last was it the last? What's the other band?
Last Shadow Puppets.
Last Shadow Puppets. Great name as well.
Microwave memes. Do you have any takes on that?
There's microwave memes like that style of meme, which is like really crispy and crunchy, and it's like
Deep fried memes?
Yeah, deep fried memes.
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring
Can you
to
guys
then?
explain this to me? What is
Have you
this?
not seen those?
What's deep fried memes?
It's just literally like it's almost as if the picture's been deep fried. Like
Yeah, they take an image and they just distort it so
oh
much.
yeah, okay.
And it looks like it's like
So it's like when you see
28-bit.
Yeah, when you see that troll face and it's all like crunched down and gross looking.
I don't know what troll face
I
is.
don't know about this. I don't know this.
It's like the
Facebook
black
troll.
and white and it's got like the like.
Oh no! This is like just a normal image of something,
Yeah.
and people have just like edited the fuck out of it to make it look like really distorted and weird.
And there's usually like lots of like laughing emojis and shit flying around.
and like heaps of 100 logo emojis.
But what is the joke?
I don't know. Just
just-
it's like any normal meme, but just a deep fried version of it.
Oh, okay.
Visually.
Wow, we've really lost our mind.
We have lost out, and that's when he says that. I think he's saying that like it's just people punching out quick bits. Like a microwave meal. It's quick, low quality, right?
Yeah, well, that's what the whole meme thing is generally, right?
Yeah. But then there's also the cover of Damn, his last album, became a deep fried meme for a long time too.
Oh, so maybe.
So you could actually be referencing that also.
Or he's just.
Do you reckon
angry.
he's bitter?
Yeah, he's a bit angry that these kids have deep fried his.
The kids of these kids.
These kids deep frying my album covers, man.
Yeah, could be. Who knows?
Took me weeks, man. These fucking kids deep fried in a minute.
Take off your idols. Take off the runway. I take off to Cairo. There you go. I'm just talking about Cairo, but close enough. Take off to. Oh God, I can never pronounce it.
Saint-Tropez.
Thank you. And Saint-Tropez? Is it
Saint-Tropez.
Saint-Tropez. 5-day stay. Take a $250,000. Hell, if I know.
Take that shit off.
So why do we idolize these really attractive models walking down the runways?
Yep. Or any sort of idols, I guess. Also, like any sort of celebrity.
Well,
Is that like
this is
himself? Like, is he martyring himself?
I think
in
so,
that?
yeah,
Which is
yeah.
kind of ironic, right? Because it's like you listening to me and I'm telling you, as your idol, to stop listening to idols.
Dude, you just fuck. That was a great sentence. You literally just like summarize the entire album.
Yeah.
That's basically what it's about.
Is it intentional?
Yeah. 'Cause
Oh,
the whole, especially the song and the whole album just seems to be about to me that he's just like taken this. He realizes that a lot of people look at him as like this savior, and he himself has created this bit of a savior complex in his mind because of all the shit that he said and all the stuff, the feedback he gets from it.
Yeah.
And now it seems to this point in his career, he's sort of thinking like, fuck, am I really like capable of doing this? Maybe I'm not. And that's why the album he talks about a bunch of like him having an affair and all this stuff like that and saying like, I'm not really the best person to be carrying this torch. So I got the classic Jordan Peterson, dude. You got to clean your room before you try and fix the world problems.
Yeah, we got to stop referencing Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, we do that. I feel like we've referenced that specific one several times.
I think it's also like he's got a lot of shit dumb quotes, and that's like one of the only good ones. And it's just easy to remember.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes I don't think he does the full research on things.
Duplicity from Kendrick Lamar that he's trying to portray this image of him as just like a flawed and deeply human person to try and give him some more, I don't know, kind of clout.
I thought you would come.
Yeah, I was like, is he going to take 5 minutes to get to the word clout?
Got there in about 30 seconds.
Half brain, he's back.
I mean, yeah, you could look at it that way.
Yeah, there could be a bit of misdirection, a bit of what's the word? No,
I mean, it's. I feel like it's hard to pedal back from his position right now, given that he's put out so many like conscious rap albums that have spoken to an entire generation, and people like do look up to him, and you can't just go, no, I'm abdicating my responsibility.
Well, it's like
I'm out of here.
I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Forrest Gump. But
don't talk shit on fucking Forrest.
No, I'm not. For never a minute would I talk shit about Forrest. But I don't know if you remember. There's a scene where he's running, and he's running for quite a while. He's running for I think about a year or so, like a long time. He grows a beard.
If I recall, it's across the country.
Yeah, across the country, and he develops a bit of a following, and he doesn't understand why these people are following him. And then he turns around, and he's like, "I'm done. I'm starting. I don't want to." And they're like, "What?" He's like, "I don't want to walk anymore. I don't want to run anymore. I'm going home." So maybe he's having that Forrest Gump moment where he's got the beard, he's got all these white people following him.
I was going to say that, but nowhere near as well as you just explained today. I was going to be like, maybe he's just done, He's just like, yeah, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm exhausted here. I've got writer's block. I feel like I've said too much, and now I don't even know if I believe half the shit I've said.
Yeah.
This is convenient out.
Yeah, mate.
He's like, I'm done running.
I've got one more masterpiece, and that's to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's almost like Frank Ocean trying to get out of his contract by just pumping an album out.
Oh yeah, we made that 17-minute album. That was a good finesse. That was like an Ocean's level of finesse.
All right, take off the front flag, take off perception, take off the cop with the eye patch, take off the unloyal, take off the unsure, take off decisions I lack.
Ooh, that's a bit for me. What's the front flag? What is that?
That I assume he's either talking about, he could be talking about actual, like the American flag, people having it at the front of their stores maybe, or people having it at the front of their homes. Maybe it's saying like blind patriotism. Maybe that's what he's commenting on. Yeah. I don't know. There wasn't much I could find on that, but that to me sort of makes sense of what he's saying.
Let's stop being so America.
Well, yeah, I guess just following things without realizing what you're actually following, and like idolizing things that you don't, totally understand or know the full story of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so ingrained in American society to love America, even if you're like not an outright patriot, but you always got to have a certain respect and love for the country.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that patriotism is somewhat like a universal feeling. It's about belonging to a community and like, respecting where you came from.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, say, the World Cup. Like, we all want to see our team perform in the World Cup. Even if you're like Australian, you don't really care about football for 4 years, for most of 4 years. And then as soon as you make it out into the group stages, we're all like, fuck yeah, look at us. We did it.
But then I guess for someone like Kendrick, it's tainted with this country that you're worshipping the flag of is built off
Like
the slave labor of my peoples.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
That checks
I guess
out.
like the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, like taking a knee. It's like, I'm not going to stand idly by and support this flag when
And I think
there's
it's
still
like,
so much wrong in this country.
probably as a black person in America, you're always going to be in this weird position where not like less than 200 years ago, depending on the states, like there was slave labor was still a thing. And then
your ancestors,
even
were
like
in
50,
chains.
60 years ago, you weren't treated as, the same citizen as white folk were, like, like the Rosa Parks. And
I was wondering how long it would take us in a Kendrick song to get to the topic of slavery.
Yeah, nothing like three white dudes from Australia talking about slavery. It really hits home. At least we know, right? At least we
self awareness is key to these things. Right? That gives us a pass.
At least we're not those people like
Maybe.
didn't happen, never happened.
The cop with the eye patch. That line I was very lost on, and I couldn't really find much. The only thing I could find that related to that, I don't know if either of you two gentlemen are a fan of the German Netflix series Dark.
No.
Apparently, there's a cop on there with an eye patch, so that was the closest thing I could find.
Yeah,
Maybe Kendrick's a fan of this German series. I don't know.
There's also, I don't believe Snake Plissken's was a cop, but Escape from New York.
Yeah, Russell
of
the Kurt variety.
Yeah. Yeah,
Kurt Russell. Russell,
not the Crow.
Kurt.
Not the Crow. I was going to say the Crow now.
No,
Or the
money
brand.
down.
Or the brand.
Yeah. Snake Plissken's is the character, and also Metal Gear Solid Snake. You know, he's also, I don't know which one came first.
Is he a cop?
Snake? No, he's he's espionage. I don't know. I've never really played too much Metal Gear, to be honest with you. Didn't have a PlayStation. Well, I did, but yeah. Anyway, it's not important.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I know you drag bodies in that game, don't you?
You do drag. You're referencing JPEG.
Yeah, I am
Mafia.
indeed.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
One of the first real popular stealth games.
Okay, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
I feel that. Take off the fake deep. Take off the fake woke. Take off the I'm broke, I care. Take off the gossip. Take off the new logic that if I'm rich, I'm rare.
See, lampooning, I guess, rich liberals who purport to be really invested in, topics of social justice, really purely for their own social benefit.
Yeah, that's along the lines of what I was thinking, but it almost seems like he's saying the opposite of that, which confuses me.
And opposite, like deep fake is that what he's like? Take off the deep fake.
Yeah, the fake deep, the fake woke. That's that in reference. Yeah, surely is about people just like the black squares on your Instagram or whatever, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of deep fakes, I'm pretty sure before this album was dropped, wasn't there the whole thing with Kendrick and having like all these faces just like planted on his, like ranging from like
they deep faked his
Yeah,
like they put him on like
like
Kobe,
OJ Simpson
OJ
and Kobe
and
Will
someone
Smith,
else.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah,
Just
all the classics.
Oh, the classics.
All the classics. It's fucked up to put OJ with like Kobe. I guess we all forget Kobe was
Yeah, the rape trial.
He was the rape trial, which kind of went to the side a little bit. I know he was he got off. So we don't.
Because then he died and everyone just remembered him for his basketball prowess.
He was very good at basketball.
He was very good at basketball. You can't.
We will never know if he raped that woman or not, but he was real good at basketball.
I don't know if Kieran agrees from that fact.
I don't know.
He smiled a little bit, then I really realised what I was doing.
Pull back.
It's like mentally, I'm going to edit this out.
No, you won't.
Yeah, you're right. I'm too lazy.
Take off the Chanel, take off the Dolce, take off the Birkin bag, take all that designer bullshit off, and what do you have?
Again, another person who's just some decaying organic matter.
Yep.
Worm food.
It's very Nietzsche of you.
Thank you. Yes, I also like to indulge in a bit of nihilism.
Yeah, you like that? I was...
philosophical reference. That's big for this podcast.
Nietzsche cheated on his cancer-ridden wife, and she killed herself when she found out. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's not on.
That's not cool at all.
But no one ever mentions this when it's like, oh, you can't separate art and artist.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think he kind of...
Is that his whole thing? He's a nihilist, though?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes
He's
sense.
like the king of nihilism.
Well, there you go, dude,
Yeah.
That was his want. She knew that. Getting into it. I'm joking. I don't know what the story is. But that was his want, though. We do know that.
But I think he should be able to separate the artist from the art from the artist. But
anyway, we're not going to get into that. I'm sorry I brought it up. But
yeah.
I'm just saying it's, he's one of these people that's evaded scrutiny for his past transgressions.
Oh, I think if you were especially all those guys in the 18th century, 17th century, 16th century, all of them, really, we never talk about the awful things that they did.
No, because there wasn't cell phones and Twitter. So.
Yeah. Whereas poor Michael Jackson, just different time if it was in the 17th century.
All right, moving things right along.
I did it again.
There he is. Hit to the chorus. Bitch, you ugly as fuck. You out of pocket. 2 ATMs. You steppin' or what? Who you think they talk about us. Who you think they copy off us.
Oh, I don't understand any of this, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, I'm lost.
Like
with
when I'm
these
listening to it,
lines
it's
as
always
well.
like, yeah, fun.
Yeah, sounds odd, dude.
Okay, so he's talking about a female who's ugly as fuck.
Is she actually like physically ugly or ugly in the inside?
No, he doesn't.
He's not talking about a female at all.
Oh, okay. And then me, Kieran interrupted.
He's talking about everybody in the world, including himself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Basically just saying without all that shit, you could be a really ugly person on the inside. And I think that's sort of where he's at. He's not sure what he is just yet. And that's why he's like, should I be fucking telling people all this shit? That's why this album doesn't really seem to preach a whole lot. It seems to be more, he doesn't normally anyway, but it seems to be him just saying, I'm going through a lot of shit. I don't really know what to think of anything right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's with the 2 ATMs?
2 ATMs. I'm not really sure what he's talking about there. I couldn't really find anything on that either. There didn't really seem much information on that. So if anyone knows what's going on, do let us know.
Yeah.
The copy offer, so you think they're talk about it, that could be multiple things. Probably does mean multiple things, but I just automatically thought just like black culture in America is always copied and always...
Always is always copied, yeah.
Yeah, like over time it always has been, especially in music.
Yeah, okay, so like with the Elvises of the world, which apparently they're addressing in the new Baz Luhrmann movie.
What's that?
Fuck.
Oh, but
really,
the better
Baz
Elvis.
Luhrmann to give this? Oh, God.
I know, he can go fuck himself, hey?
Yeah.
Like, I saw there's like, we're going to really delve into the fact that Elvis did really borrow a lot of things from black culture. It's like,
Well, yeah, get a black director to do it then.
yeah. Don't get some
You fucking cunt, Baz. Sorry, I'm just very anti-Baz.
Oh,
Yeah, what's the go?
I'm right there with you.
What's the Baz hate about?
Oh, he's just a shit director.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Is that what you're saying? Is he a terrible human being?
Be honest with you though, I'm just fucking over these biopics. Like it's like in movies, the only thing that makes money these days is either like a retread of an already existing franchise or biopics.
It's just something that we are familiar with. You can't just have a new idea.
Yeah, and it's just annoying because, like, say, like like the Elton John one and the Queen one. Like there's like a little scene where he'll look at a dude and they'll smile and it's like, and then it like kind of cuts and then he's like leaving the guy's house and he's pulling his pants up.
Rather than actually
he's like, dude, like show me some fucking gratuitous anal sex.
Yeah,
like show me like him sucking some cock. Why are we doing this fucking movie and you're just trying to like paint the light on like, oh no, but he was still a family man, he had a wife and stuff. Like they always like spend so much time with the female characters. It's like, is this Elvis movie going to dive into the fact that like, he made fuck all money from his record company? Like, he started doing shit movies just so he could make it by. And then he fucking ate his fat ass to death. Like, he died from shitting. Like, like...
Good way to go.
Yeah. And also, he did largely exploit, like, black people's music. Like, he stole a lot of the dances, a lot of the music, and a lot of the rhythms. Like, he stole it all from, like, black acts that he saw growing up. So, like, I'm just fucking...
See what Baz can bring to this tale.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll hold my judgment until I watch it.
It's probably going to be garbage, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, like I don't think I'll watch it, but for me, it's just the fact that the dude doesn't really look like Elvis a lot, and that's really fucking with me. I can't get.
No,
past
he
that.
doesn't look like
not at all.
No.
Anyway,
But he can sing like, I don't know what that was.
he can sing like Sean Connery. So he just
I'm all shook up. Josh.
Your impression seems to either go to Sean Connery or Michael Caine, and those two aren't too far removed from each other.
I've got very little range with my voices.
You'll get there.
Yeah, but the two that you have, you got pretty good.
Yeah, I can do like the German. I can play with you like the little Legos that you are.
That's not bad. Okay.
Yeah, I can do like countries and things, but I think they're considered problematic these days. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it depends on the country at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got too many lyrics for you to get into all of your
Yeah, let's move on.
all of your problematic accents.
We don't have time for me to do like my audition tapes to nothing.
Your SNL, yeah.
I used to be able to do a pretty good Christopher Walken, like, but I'm not. Should I try it? Nah, too much pressure now. I put too much pressure on myself.
Do it at the end.
We might come back. Do all your BPM scores in Walken.
Okay, I'll try. Yeah, I think it gives myself some time.
Okay, verse 2, and he speeds it up a bit here. It gets a bit exciting. The world in a panic, the women is stranded, the men on a run, the profits abandoned, the law take advantage, the market is crashing, the industry wants N-words and bitches to sleep in a box while they're making a mockery following us.
Mockery sounds like Sean Connery.
A fucking half brain over here. He's basically just lamenting the state of the world and how evil capitalism is, without getting too deep into that. That, like, you know, in these times of economic upheaval, it's always the rich who seem to be getting richer, whilst the poor get poorer. So it's like these things that really should be a great equalizer, like COVID, has ended up just like lining the pockets of people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos even further than they already have been.
And like us, like the people are divided more than ever, right?
Yeah.
During those kind of...
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just nailed all that, Kieran. That was quite good.
Yeah, I was going to go for the Jared Leto Joker, we live in a society. But, you know, that was far better.
I mean, please do give alternatives.
No, that was it. I was just going to quote a dumb movie. But yeah, I think you nailed that.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
It's hard to see you right now. My stupid cat in the way.
There's actually an interesting part of that. Just ties in with this part of the song in the music video for it, where this shot's cut with him running from a mob, and this mob's chasing him, and he's running towards the camera. And then it has like superimposed over it just the sentence, "this shit hard." And if he does say it throughout the song in the background, little ad libs going, "this shit hard." And it's kind of like, that's when the song really kicks in and speeds up. So it's like, as soon as you hear that in your mind just goes, man, this shit's hard right now, dude. But at the same time, showing him running away from the mob, seemingly him running away from like his savior complex and being like, you know, this shit is hard, dude. Like, I'm trying to get away from it.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I mean, you probably shouldn't have wore a crown of thorns on your last album.
I was going to speak of the Jesus image, the Jesus imagery in this song. There's a bit of it.
Isn't it this album where he's got the crown of thorns on his head?
Yeah.
This album? Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was Damn. No?
No, Demi's just sort of looks drunk in the cover of the Dam.
It's got more of a Hall & Oates kind of feel to it.
That's the alternate cover with Paul and Oates next.
I think originally he was wearing a turtleneck and he had a sweet moustache, but they decided against it.
But there's a few bits of imagery like Jesus and biblical imagery. There's the crown of thorns in the video. He's like sort of standing above water. He's sort of like hovering above it.
So yeah, that's where it does become Confucius to me. Like he's like all this Christ-like imagery, but then he's saying, I don't want to be considered the savior anymore.
Yeah, that's the point.
But then, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he goes back and forth constantly because it's like his brain going back and forth, think of being like, should I be saying shit? And then it's like, do I know enough to say shit?
Do I want to be Jesus? Do I not want to be Jesus?
Yeah, basically. It's like, am I a good enough person to even be saying these things to people? And,
sounds like he's going through a full psychotic episode.
Well, yeah, the whole album's essentially just a therapy session, I think.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be like sort of half and half. So the first half is him sort of feeling a certain way, and then the second half him sort of starting to understand where he's at.
Oh, okay.
And sort of the therapy's working towards the end of it.
Okay.
There's quite a good line at the very end of the album, spoiler alert, at the very end of the album where it's like, he keeps saying like, I'm sorry, but I choose me. And he repeats that like 20 times, saying that like, ultimately he's decided like, I'm probably going to step back a bit and just deal with my own mental health and my family and stuff. And like the audience, you guys are just going to have to do your own thing and figure it out for a while.
Yeah, okay. So this is maybe why he's actually going to take like a hiatus.
He might do, yeah. It seems like it. Well, now that he started a new label called PG Lang, with him and
it's a funny name for a label.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it means, but
is it like reference to Katie Lang, the country artist?
Maybe. But at the moment they've just signed Baby Keem. I think he's the only person signed on it.
Oh, okay, so he signed
it's just his cousin. That's
first order of business. I'll get my cousin.
Nepotism.
And Baby Keem actually was a co-producer and writer of this track also.
No, there you go.
And you can hear the influence quite a bit. Jumping on what the hell is that? I got to relax when I feel. All my descendants, they come in my sleep and they saying I'm too real. I'm done with the sensitive, taking it personal. Done with the black and the white, the wrong and the right. You're hoping for change and clericals. I know the feelings that came with burials cries.
Shit. Okay, so yeah, he's getting past his political stance in life. He's not going to take.
I think we basically just annotated that just then without realizing. Yeah, I think that's kind of what he's saying. I think he's just kind of like, I don't know if I want to be the virtuous one anymore. He's telling everyone this and that. And
it seems like he really is doing that Forrest Gump style of just like, I'm done.
yeah, that's a perfect analogy you made for that before. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Is the Burial's Cries reference to his own kind of death of Kendrick as we know him right now?
I didn't think that deeply about it.
Well, the hope and the change, is that like that was hope was Obama's kind of candidate slogan, right? Yeah. I just thought that
Could be a tie-in.
Yeah, a little tie-in.
What that means? No clue. But
he was, maybe like he had hope in Obama when he was coming into presidency, and then he was
then he realized that Obama was just another
crony.
tool.
Yeah, like it just doesn't matter if you're black or white. If you're going to become a president of America, you're probably ultimately not going to really do much for the people. And maybe he's done trying to do for his listeners and people. You know.
I wouldn't mind Kendrick now just going and just making up a bunch of like weird songs with Baby Keem about girls sitting on their faces and stuff, which seems to be a lot of Baby Keem's albums. Just him talking about eating girls out.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say I wouldn't mind seeing Kendrick running for office.
Well, I mean, after this, seems like he doesn't want to be any part of that. So
yeah. Well, Dr. Oz is running.
Yeah. And he was endorsed by Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
I feel like Kendrick, I think he'd have to go for California, I guess. Like, he could probably get into office there.
Yeah.
If Arnold Schwarzenegger could be the governor.
Surely Kendrick can.
Yeah. I don't know. You could make the argument that Arnold Schwarzenegger is more beloved there.
what's up with Jack dudes becoming like governors? Like Jesse Ventura is the governor of somewhere or other. Kane, the wrestler, is the mayor of Knox County in Tennessee. It's strange, man. It's weird.
That's dope.
I don't understand. He comes out and like in his campaigns and choke slams people through tables and stuff. Like pretends to get like interrupted in the middle of the thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's good fun. It's good fun. Very smart man, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
We then go to it does the chorus again. Then we go to a bridge. This bridge was actually written and recorded originally for Baby Keem's song Vent off his album The Melodic Blue. And you can find a version of it on YouTube, the original version with Kendrick on it saying this part. And basically the first half of this third verse is also part of that too. And then they obviously changed it and then he ended up taking it for this.
Oh, okay.
And Baby Keem changed Vent and it's got like another Kendrick bit on it. So it seems at the moment, since he's sort of met back up with Baby Keem, they've been hanging out, they seem to be swapping the styles and stuff quite a bit. And he seems to always have Keem with him.
Yeah,
like
why did
producing
they,
with him
did
and
they have a
stuff.
bit of
rapper?
No, they're just like, they weren't close. Like he knew him when he was like, I think Baby Keem said he moved to Las Vegas from California when he was like 5 or 6 or something.
Oh, okay.
And Kendrick was like 18 at the time. And so he didn't see him for like years after that. And then he didn't even know he made music until, I'm watching a lot of Baby Keem interviews recently, that's why I know all this. He said he didn't know that, he didn't tell Kendrick that he made music for a few years because he didn't think it was like good enough. And he was like, I don't really want to come to him with this to waste his time sort of thing. And then after like a couple of years of doing it, he just sent him a song. It might have been, I think it was Orange Soda or something like that. And they sent him that. And then apparently Kendrick was like, dude, this is crazy. I've never heard anything like this. And then he was playing it for everybody. And next minute they were like, dude, get this guy out. And then
sick.
now he's just been like with him all the time, working with him heaps.
Okay, that's cool that he wanted to try to make it on his own in a sense. Like, develop his own style without...
He's a very interesting guy.
relying.
Very good album. Recommend it.
It's similar to a Nick Cage kind of, didn't want to go over the Coppola name, so he...
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Did he actually change his name then?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know his actual last name was
he chose
Coppola.
Nick Cage so people would know he was a Coppola, so he wouldn't get movie roles.
I see Coppola.
He's a Coppola. So it's Schwartzman. Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Fucking thingy. Sophia Coppola. Yeah. There's a fuckload of them.
Yeah, right.
All right, well, back to this bridge. That was originally meant for the Baby Keem
And they're all
song.
descendants of Francis Ford.
Yes.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, and Sophia is in Godfather 3, where she is a terrible actress. A very wooden performance. But she started
stick to directing.
I think she realized that she was not very good at acting, so she became a director.
And she's a fucking good director.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And made
Lost in Translation. Marie Antoinette, she did that?
Yeah, she did a few ones. Actually, a lot of them aren't amazing, but Lost in Translation is a really good movie.
Didn't she do that James Franco book?
Oh,
The one where he plays like a creepy
What,
gym
himself?
teacher. Yeah, I thought that was
Palo
all
Alto.
Yeah, Palo. I thought that was all PR, but no. It turns out.
Well,
he's
it turned out to be very accurate to like the casting was great because it was almost exactly like what he was. A creepy teacher having sex with his students.
Yeah.
Weird. Art does imitate
it
life.
scares him when that happens. Anyway, back to the bridge. Serving up a look, dancing in a drought, hello to the big stepper, never losing count. Venting in the safe house, venting in the safe house.
What's a big stepper? What's he referring to here?
Big stepper, I think it's like those old sort of like this is I'm really ignorant here. It's the type of music I'm not really understanding, but old sort of like jazz. Stop, Ben. Stop. What are you saying? Yeah, it's always like yada yada yada, and the big steppers, and they come out behind them, and they got like the backup dancers sort of thing.
Okay.
What genre of fucking music is it? I don't
Like
know.
big bands, like swing?
Yeah, swing. Swing? Is that what I'm trying to say, dude? Like Mr. Sandman shit? I don't know. That era, anyway. You know, they have the dances, you know, like Mick Bain and the Go-Aheads. It's, you know, it's like...
Big Bang the Go-Aheads. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum, 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 bum.
There's the steppers, dude, I'm telling you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find much on what the actual, like, the meaning of the title is. I'm guessing he's calling himself Mr. Morale, and maybe it's like a sarcastic way of being like, oh, Mr. Morale, here he is again with another fucking conscious album.
Oh, okay. So it's like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
And the big steppers, maybe just because of like the elements of like jazz and stuff that he's used in
It's
this.
like and the Supremes.
Yeah, dude. Is that what I'm trying to say?
I think that's what you're trying to say.
Okay.
Or like what's that? Booker T and
The
Jesus.
Booker T. Hoffman you're speaking of.
Booker T and the Green Onions.
No,
Green Onions.
is a song.
Yeah, I know. Anyway,
Yeah, you
let's
know
not
what I
get
mean.
bogged down in the details. So
Booker T and the five-time WCW World Champion.
So he's doing like a kind of comical shout out to like the band names of yesteryear.
I think so, yeah. So that's basically what I was trying to say. In a
And Booker
roundabout
T,
way.
WWE Booker T would never need a backup band. He is a one-man army.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's great. I love him. Has some weird opinions these days, but sure.
Really?
Yeah, he's all right. Interesting enough, though, that little bit is done sort of in the style of, and it's more recognizable in the Baby Keem version of it, but it sounds a bit like Itsy Bitsy Spider, and then the melody he does for it, which I guess you could say that he is maybe talking about himself or people in the world like trying to climb up. It's like a Sisyphus thing, the Itsy Bitsy Spider trying to climb up and getting washed back down. It's like every time we get close to something will happen to push us back down. We're never really going to be able to break through and be properly free. Maybe that's what he's trying to get at with that.
That's deep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Mr. Sandman.
That could be what he's talking about. I'm not really 100% sure. Talking about like he's the big stepper. Someone did annotate it and say that maybe he's talking about like he's playing his part and counting his steps sort of thing. I don't know.
I think you're right with the kind of homage to the classic kind of big band swing. You know,
Yeah.
you got like you know, like in a classic like jazz band, you'll have like the main dude, you know.
Which is also like you're counting while stepping and doing that. So you're also playing your role and stepping as they tell you to.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, I reckon that sounds about right.
Yeah, we're gonna claim
go with that.
Yeah.
Then we go on to verse 3, the final verse. And Baby Keem does have a few little bits in the background here, little ad libs like "Let's go" and stuff like that in the background.
Perfect.
There you
Perfect
go.
addition
There
to
you
the
go.
song.
Can I vent all my truth? I got nothing to lose. I got problems and pools. I can swim on my faith. Cameras moving whenever I'm moving. The family suing whatever I make.
Do you think his reference to pools there is reference to one of his biggest tracks? That
Yeah, it
put him
could
in
be.
the limelight.
Could be.
Yeah.
Swimming pools for
swimming
anybody
pools,
who's
yeah,
not
yeah.
who's not aware.
Yeah, we did that once. I don't think we released it, but we did that song.
Yeah, go back and listen to Good Kid, Mad City.
The one that was released.
He's just admitting that, yeah, this is essentially me just trying to get everything off my chest here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the swim on my faith thing might be him saying, that's what I'm guessing, is him saying like he's maybe coasts on his faith sometimes to be like, oh, it's all going to work out because I have faith. Which maybe he's thinking like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't be just coasting on that and being a bit more like acknowledging that I like have, you know, control over these things and I can change some stuff and taking a bit more action rather than just being like, no, it'll work itself out.
Yeah.
Is the family?
This whole thing is like is the whole thing is too much for me. I think
Problems and pools. It's sort of like he's got problems, but he's also acknowledging that he's wealthy and he's like doing okay.
or pools of problems. No, I think you're right.
No, that's also yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
but you can be in a pool but still have problems.
You can be in a pool and still have problems. Yeah,
yeah.
When he's saying the family soon, whatever I make,
yeah.
is this like, are there well documented family beefs within the Lamar clan?
On Rich Spirit, which is a song later on in this album, he does have a line that says, "My cousin tried to sue me like he got the privilege." He doesn't really expand too much on it. But I know there's other tracks like on Good Kid, Mad City that I think it's in Don't Sing About Me, Can't Sing About Me or whatever. And that song is about, don't correct me if I'm wrong, but it's about the Brenda's Baby styled song that he did on Section 80 was about someone he knew in his neighborhood, like locally. And the family got really mad at him for talking about that on the album.
Oh, okay.
And that's what, was it Promise That You Will Sing About Me or something? That's what that song is, him sort of acknowledging that and being like, well, I thought I was doing like a service by doing that. I'm sorry. I didn't think of it that way. Like,
Didn't think about the family's effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe it's that sort of stuff he's talking about.
Okay.
I feel like if you're not like directly saying names and stuff, like I feel like you should legally.
Yeah, but I guess maybe like people in the neighborhood then knew what he was talking about, and then it was more information that got out there for like locally rather than for us who don't know what the fuck's going on. Like we're just hearing a story of someone he's talking about.
Yeah, but I thought you'd be like bringing light to these issues, but maybe.
Yeah, for us though, I mean, like we would take it as that, but people within the actual neighborhood are going to be like, well, we know fucking Susie. You know?
Yeah.
Whatever.
We know Brenda.
We know Brenda.
Did Brenda actually have a baby?
I don't know. Guess we can't ask.
Like, do you reckon Tupac was? Yeah, it's hard to get a quote from Tupac.
It's hard to get a hold of the guy.
Yeah, unless you do a Ouija board.
We could Ouija up for an episode.
No, I don't want
all the dead rappers.
That'll go to Haiti. Is it Haiti?
Yeah, that's where he's hanging out. That's where he resides. Or Cuba, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah, okay. So either we go to the Caribbean or we get a Ouija board.
Yeah, or both. I wouldn't mind both. We go to the Caribbean with a Ouija board.
In the Bermuda Triangle, yeah, that sounds lit.
No, I don't want to fuck with Ouija boards because that's how a lot of bad stuff has happened.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with the Bermuda Triangle either, so let's stay away from both of these.
But I will fuck with Haiti. Fuck it.
Yeah,
actually, maybe not now because their government, their president was like assassinated last year, so maybe give it a few years.
Yeah, give it a while. I'd rather go to maybe like, where's the one more fun one in Caribbean?
Oh, there's heaps of fun ones. Barbados, Jamaica.
Yeah, no, Jamaica's got an awful crime rate though. I still would like to go there. Fun. But where's like the Bahamas?
Bahamas, Cayman Islands, go and like get some offshore accounts.
Don't speak to me about that. I don't want to hear about accounts right now and hackings and what have you.
True. Sorry, Ben.
But it seems to be a thing with rappers and their cousins trying to steal shit off them, doesn't it? It'll do that. Like Kanye's got that line about like the cousin who stole the laptop, you dirty motherfucker. And then he like was basically holding it ransom, but I'll give it back to you if you buy it back off me.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. My cousin used to steal Nintendo games off me.
Shit.
Like, yeah, motherfucker. So I don't think it's probably just,
fuck that guy,
just
man.
cousin shit right there.
Just cousin shit.
Yeah, just cousin shit.
Just shit.
I used to get my mom to go back over there and get my fucking games back, dude.
Strong arm him.
Yeah, she's like, show me your shit, and then he'd be like, "Where's the one?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
I was gonna return it." You're like,
everyone's always scared of their auntie.
Yeah, give me back my Mario Party 2, motherfucker. He stole some other ones.
Yeah. Murders is stacking, the president acting, the government taxing, my funds in the bank. Homies attracting the feds when I'm bracking. Look at my reaction, my pupils on skates.
Jesus. He's complaining about the tax system in America.
Part of it, yeah.
He pays too much.
Yeah, he's probably in a very high tax bracket right now.
Yeah.
My pupils on skates. Is that just like fleeting levels of emotion?
I think he's talking about being paranoid all the time.
Oh yeah, so
because
his eyes are darting around.
Yeah. He's constantly looking around. I think there's not really anything on this, but homies attracting the feds when I'm bracking. That I had to Google. Now I know this already that Kendrick Lamar's from Compton.
Yes,
they refer to that as Bompton. Reason being is they replace any letter C with B because you don't want to affiliate with Crips as opposed to Bloods. So you hear Kendrick and like YG and other rappers, like YG's got an album called Still Brazy. And like you'll hear Kendrick say a lot of that stuff all the time. So bracking is apparently just like doing like selling crack or cooking crack. But then I found it was like other things, but it's like cracking as well is what he's saying. So you could say like, "Oh, I was bracking" to your friend as well. So I think it's him saying that maybe like he's still close with his homies, as he says,
Who are bloods.
Who are bloods. So in him being where he is now, he feels like he's in maybe a safer position. But it's because he's like got a sort of a foot in both
worlds.
You see, he's like, oh, he might feel like, oh, my homies are still making me like paranoid about this shit when I shouldn't be anymore.
Yeah, and like when he maybe does hang out with them, then he draws attention to himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the FBI are like watching. Yeah.
That's what I gathered from that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It seems like a bit dumb though, isn't it? Like bracken.
Yeah, it's hilarious too. I love it.
I'm going brazy over here. So, did you just say C? Man, you must be a Crip.
I mean Brit.
Yeah, it's a bit of Voldemort, eh? Like that was what I was saying.
Fuck my wife and call me a buck.
Let's think about this for a second. Tell me, what would you do for aesthetic? Would you sell your soul on credit? Would you sell your bro for leverage?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
would.
so. Yeah.
Okay.
For aesthetics' sake, absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. I'm in credit card debt, but you know what I did the other day? I bought UFC signed gloves by Kevin.
Did you see those in there before?
Yeah, did you see them? Pretty rad.
There he is.
Don't have the money for it, but that's
How much they say back?
$310.
Yeah.
And he did it for the aesthetic.
Did it for six. Did it for my boy Kevin Hall.
So you had a legit
He's a
answer
man
then
who's-
for him.
Huh?
You had a legit answer for Kendrick just then.
Yeah.
He's a man who's literally putting his mouth or his money where his mouth is.
Exactly.
Explain that to me. Go again.
Hey?
What did you say? What?
So he's putting his money where his mouth is.
Oh, he's blagging with it, blah, blah. I was trying to replace M with B, and I just I couldn't do that part.
Right. Gotcha. In that line where he does say, would you sell your bro for leverage? It's a funny bit in the music video. He's sort of walking with his arm around Baby Keem, and he's rapping at the camera. They're both sort of like bobbing their heads. And then Baby Keem kisses him on the cheek, and then when he does it, he fully comes to a halt and like stares at him as if he's a bit like sort of cautious of it. So I think it's like the whole kiss of death, Judas and Jesus, Fredo and fucking Michael, is it? The kissing? Yeah. So I just thought that was quite a funny little piece in their video as well.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'd probably sell one of you guys. Depends on how much leverage I'm getting.
Yeah, it totally depends on the value that your bro can give you.
Yeah, if I can get $500,000 out of Kieran.
Oh man,
Let's sell that ass.
I've got faith that somewhere down the line Kieran can get me into $500,000, dude.
Really?
No, not at all. But I'm trying to keep some sort of peace between the boys.
Isn't this why you have me on the podcast? Because of my leverage?
There it is.
Because of my half brain leverage.
Yeah. And just cultural diversity. That's the main reason why we're with the show.
What? Irish?
Where the hypocrites at? What community feel? Is that you? Are you the hypocrite?
Yeah, we're all fucking hypocrites.
Kieran's raised his hand
as much
there.
as somebody says they're not a hypocrite, we are all hypocrites to some extent.
Absolutely. It's one of the most human things is to be a hypocrite.
Where the hypocrites at? What community feel they're the only ones relevant? Where the hypocrites at? What community feels that they're only ones relevant?
So I guess like whatever cool thing, well not whatever cool, whatever the social trend of today is.
Social justice trend, I guess.
Yeah. It generally moves from one to the other.
Yeah. And he's got a line he said about earlier too. But he's got a line again on that Baby Keem song. It's like, I'm done. Oh, it's like I'm ditching the overnight activists or something like that. Same thing. People who just pick up a cause because it's in front of them and they're just like, oh, this is important now. Let's talk about it. And then they'll drop it 2 weeks later and talk about the next thing, even though it wasn't resolved.
Oh, for sure. Oh, if you can generally go through like say Facebook or Instagram, and there's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people out there that will black out their thing, and then 2 weeks later they'll have a rainbow flag, and then it's like not to say they don't support these things, but it's like how deeply do you support these things, and how much do you actually care, and do you need to make it known on your like social media account, which is basically like a form of image clout chasing.
What do they call it? Virtue signaling? Is that
Virtue signaling, the old virtue signaling.
The old BS. Yeah, basically.
It's become huge, you know. Whereas I think, you know, even when I think it's cool that people go out and protest, I think it's awesome. But how often do you see people? It becomes their Instagram story for the day. Or,
Yeah.
you know, we're like, to me, like it kind of weakens the whole thing of like the whole idea of like maybe back in the 60s and stuff where people went out in parades and, you know, like, you know, did all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It was like they were just there to be there to show their stand amongst, you know, women or people of color or anything like that. And then these days you see a lot of people where it's like their whole story and it's like, why did you need to post fucking 15 videos and
But even in saying that, I think that shit was still going on, probably to a lesser extent back in like the 60s and 70s. But I'm referencing a Frank Zappa track here.
Shit, dude, bring it on. Zappa up.
What's it called? I forget the name of the track. It's off apostrophe. Anyway, it's not coming to me, but basically he's got a line in there which is like, you know, all these people dressed up in their fancy suits that are going out to parades, or not to parades, but to protest.
Yeah.
And it's like, how much do you actually care about the reason that you're out here protesting what you're protesting? This is just a photo op for you or a place to be seen.
Yeah, for sure. It's probably always been with it, but just now it's like you can really just.
Oh, it's like everything. It's just become like industrialized clout seeking at protests.
Yeah, and like I guess if you were famous back then, it's like that's one thing. You know that if you know you're going down to the streets, there's a good chance there's going to be a photo op for you. But nowadays, like the everyday person can just make their own photo op.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the virtue signaling industrial complex.
I reckon Bernie Sanders actually meant it though, you know.
Meant what?
Oh, there's old photos of him walking side by side with Martin Luther King.
True.
Yeah. I don't think he did it for the photo op, but who knows?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't think you do it for 50 plus years as a photo op. I think the length of time really gives you some truth, some grounding.
Good old Bernie.
Yeah, old Bernie. Oh, we'll go with the outro here, lads. You out of pocket, yeah, you out of pocket. And then in the brackets, this shit hard. You entertain the mediocre, need to stop it. Which is just... I so wholeheartedly agree with that fucking sentence, bro. It's something that really annoys all of us, I think. But you entertaining old friends when they toxic. What's your life like? Bullshit and gossip. What the fuck is cancel culture, dog?
What is it? There's a lot of silence.
You want an answer? Well, he says, what the fuck is cancel culture, dog? Say what I want about you, N-words. I'm like Oprah, dog. I treat you crackers like I'm Jigger. Watch I own it all. Oh, you worried about a critic? That ain't protocol.
He's like Oprah. Is that because like Oprah's constantly benevolent and giving out shit, or just like super audacious, or like what is it?
I don't know if he's referring to something that Oprah's maybe said before about people, maybe because she tells it how it is. But there's a famous interview between Oprah and Jay-Z talking about the N-word and talking about the use of the N-word and how because she comes from an older generation, just says, you know, my generation just don't like that word. We don't like to hear that word. It brings up a lot of things. We don't think anyone should use it. We think we should just get rid of it, essentially. And then Jay-Z just sort of like, they're very respectful of each other. Jay-Z's like, I just respectfully disagree. I think that we've taken the word back and taken like the power out of it. And now it's like our word. It doesn't make sense to just sort of like an eliminate a word from existence. Like just, you know.
Yeah, okay.
And they sort of have back and forth. They both just disagree and neither of them come around. They're just like, no, that's just how I feel. It's how you feel.
Yeah. I think it's a hard one with that. I also don't think we have a right to speak, but I think maybe when rappers use it as much as they do, it does and like keep it in the zeitgeist to everyone, not just black people, you know.
Yeah, well, there's a whole thing about people yelling back at shows, like white fans. There's also the famous case of the girl who did it on Kendrick's show, when she came on stage and said it.
He got in, but like, you know, she knew all the song, like the lyrics to the song. And then that's probably the lyric that she shouldn't have said.
Yeah,
but it's probably kind of semi-confusing to the mind, though, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of people came at her in the audience that night. But I think even he was just like, okay, we'll get her off because like we can't ever do that. But at the same time, like, I did call her up here to do it, but then it's like, you probably should have had some, you know, hindsight to not say that. But
yeah.
And also, like,
some people just don't know. Huh?
I don't know. Maybe in her mind, it was disrespectful to not say it verbatim with what
Yeah, I see what you're
Kendrick
saying.
said.
She could have just been excited in the moment and was just like, holy shit, I'm on stage with Kendrick Lamar. This is my favorite song. I know every word, and just went with it and didn't even think about it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like it's a word that obviously anyone who isn't black shouldn't say. But you still, when you listen to the song, and you're still hearing it, you're still thinking it.
So just because there's a bleep or just because someone says N-word as opposed to what it is, you're still thinking it in your mind.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that Louis C.K. thing where he's saying, like, in the bit he's actually saying the word, but he's like saying, the guy made me a coffee, and I was like, oh, that N-word made the shit out of that coffee, and he's like, I don't know why I thought that. He's like, he wasn't even black, He was like one of those hell enthusiastic dudes. He's like, yeah, I make you a cappuccino. And he's just like, he's like, I think it's fucked up when people like say the N-word. I find that more offensive than if you just say it, because it's like you're just making me think that word now. Like you're putting like the onus on me, And it's obviously a joke, but I think it's kind of true in the sense that like when rappers do use it in lyrics, you're still thinking it. So then if you're just gonna replace it with the N-word, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but then again, like artists don't owe us anything, bro. They're just doing what they like. It's like
yeah, and for sure,
and that's their thing. So like,
But maybe this is part of why Kendrick's like, I need to hang up the boots. Too many white kids saying the N-word in my lyrics.
I watched a JPEG
I
Mafia.
poisoned the culture.
yeah, exactly.
I watched
Oprah was right, man.
a JPEG Mafia interview yesterday, and he was saying that's why he uses the word cracker quite a lot in his music, and he's like he uses the N-word a lot too, but he uses cracker way more if you listen to his songs. And he's like, the main reason I do that is he goes, because white audiences would just rap back to me what I've written. So he goes, I just love watching white kids just screaming cracker back at me. I think it's hilarious, right? They don't even realize that I'm like writing them off.
Yeah. It's just one of the weird kind of like, I don't know. I was got this conversation with this guy at work. I was like, Ghetto Boys was playing, and I was like, just busting out the lyrics. Obviously not the N-word lyrics.
Yeah.
But I was like, like old songs from when I was 15 years old. We were talking about, I was like, it's crazy that you might have heard some of these songs for like 10 years, but you still know like every bar essentially. Oh, sorry, my caddy wants to get out. What are you doing, buddy? Shh, talking right now. Don't interrupt me. Shh, Doom. Very rude.
Dude, we got 2 minutes left.
2 minutes of the recording. Anyway, he was like, it's kind of embarrassing when I think about it now, like, how I used to know like every Tupac lyric and stuff like that. But I was like, I don't really think it is though. It's just music that you liked and still like when you.
Was it embarrassing?
It's just like, I think it's just the idea of like this, he was like this white Irish guy being like, it's like kind of.
Yeah, right.
And I get that, but it's like if it's a music that you love, I don't think it's like it's just I don't think it's necessarily hurtful or harmful.
Well, no, I think people often like misrepresent cultural appropriation with appreciation. Appropriation probably more so if it's something that's like spiritual or you're making profit off of somebody else's culture that's not yours. Whereas appreciation, listening to some Tupac.
Yeah.
I guess there's a bit of an element of it of like you might not totally understand what the context is of the song or what they're saying or the artist, so you're just aimlessly like, oh, this sounds sick, so I'm just gonna rap all this shit, and they're talking about some really hard shit they've gone through in their lives, them and their people, and then it's like, I guess then you could probably think like, oh, in hindsight, it's a bit embarrassing. I was just like,
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, I went and saw Wu-Tang Clan at the fucking Opera House, and if you think about it, like, it's crazy. Like, they're in Australia, they're playing in an opera house, like a building designed by fucking some Danish dude, for opera. And there was like a lot of white people, and obviously like there is like a lot of N-words in the, which I didn't hear anyone from the crowd saying, but it's just like when people are doing like the Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with and stuff, it's like you see everyone's energy and like that kind of love for the music. It's just I think it's just sometimes, I guess, when you are at home and maybe you're in the shower and you're rapping it, you might say it, but then if you're out in public, it's definitely something you definitely shouldn't say, and then you're splitting your mind in this kind of thing.
Also, saying it in public is just, I don't know, kind of lame almost these days. It's
what,
like,
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with?
No, saying the N-word.
I was going to say,
even not is it offensive, but it's just like,
oh yeah, but I think like when we were younger in high school, like I don't know if this is just you went to the same high school as me, but people just said it more willy nilly, like it was.
I guess there wasn't the knowledge around.
Yeah, and it's like you don't hear and I don't think I hear young people say it like
probably not as much now, but we also live in a country where it's not really, that word's not an issue really.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It can be used
not
as
to the
that,
same
but-
extent.
No,
that
not to the
it
same
is
extent
in
it
the
is.
US, but yeah, definitely still.
Yeah, like we don't have as
bandied
much.
around.
Well, I can't say I've ever had to check myself when I'm out in public and have to be like, oh, no, I just, I know not to say that. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
It's not like I've had to verify that with my brain.
also, like, you look like a crazy person if you're just sitting on the train rapping or just singing any song.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, you know, it'd be nuts to just be sitting there just singing 50 Cent by yourself, like on a
Some people
train.
do. There was a guy actually, I believe it was a meth head, the other day at a cafe in Summerhill and at like 5 in the morning, and he was out the front with his speaker blasting Eminem, dude. So he was doing it safe. It was a white rapper he was listening to, but he was rapping along with it. Was sing for the moment. He was so into it.
Love that energy.
It was a lot for 5 in the morning.
Actually, I got a good one. These two Japanese fellas come into our work like a lot. One was an ex-rugby player, played for Australia, and he came in to buy. They always buy 2 VBs, and I'm pouring his drinks, and this woman comes in. She's got like real Botoxy, and she's like kind of skagged out, but she has like a like a Gucci bag and stuff, and she's like, "You're a cab driver," to the Japanese guy. And he looked at me and he was like, "No." And she's like, "You're a cab driver. You drove me like 3 hours ago." And he was like,
God.
"No, I'm not a cab driver."
Oh, no.
And then she's like, "That's so funny. You're a cab driver." And she just walks off. Like, and then he's like, "Is she fucking crazy?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "And also kind of racist."
Yeah,
Like,
very
That's
racist.
nuts, man.
Oh,
man.
that's eastern suburbs, like fucking Barbie dolls for you.
Yeah, I ended up being like, why you seem a little bit out of it. And she's like, "Oh, I just took 2 Valium, that's why."
Yeah, bro. You don't go out in public when you've taken like Valium or Ambien. That's who's the
You just
celebrity?
don't you don't walk up to Asian people and be like, "You're a cab driver."
Who was the
If not, you should be.
There was a famous celebrity who went on like some talk show on Ambien, and they were just saying all this like kind of low key racist shit.
Oh, what's her name? She got her show cancelled. Fuck.
It's not coming to me, but it'll,
She was on Twitter.
yeah.
Oh my god. With John Goodman. What was the show? Fuck me.
Anyway, it'll come back to
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Whatever. We'll
I did zone
next
out for the first
episode.
little bit. Who are we talking about?
Oh,
But moral of the story, kids, is don't take Valium or Ambien before you're about to go out in public.
yeah.
Save it for home.
Do it in the privacy of your home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, using the N word. No. All right. On that note, let's fucking wrap this up.
All right, quick BPMs for it, gentlemen.
I really need to go to the toilet, so I'm going to give it 500. No explanation given.
I'm going to give it a solid 3.
You have to- sorry, mate. You start that again. You have to do it in your walking impression. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give it. That's bad.
That was all right.
Yeah,
You're getting there. Okay, good.
it's the inflection. You got to stop. No, it's bad. There's too much pressure.
It's almost when people do walking, you gotta like, you gotta stop the
all-
word midway through,
yeah, you
almost
gotta-
not make a sound, but you're moving your mouth
it's
and then
the
finish it though.
pausing.
Like,
yeah, you gotta. It's hard to. You gotta. Yeah, it's. I can do quotes more than I can do like.
okay.
380. No, yeah, I'd go like 370. I like this song. I think breaking it down was kind of hard, so I don't want to discredit it that much. Also, arbitrary numbers. Kendrick's great. I do think sometimes. I don't care what he says and how he's dealing with it. He definitely does have like a God complex, like a savior complex. But at the same time, he's also a great musician, and I can understand that. Like, for as long as he has had the following and the fame, it would be a hard thing that we'll probably never understand.
Yeah.
So, good on him for trying to fucking Doom. Shut up, okay? I'm trying to fucking talk over here, all right? Anyway, after all that, yeah, 370.
Yeah, I don't really know what. I hate giving BPMs, dude.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
my least
It's-
favorite part of it.
Yeah, me too. Unless I love the song, I'm gonna just give it a 500.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not as like lyrically dense as like a Good Kid. Oh, sorry, a Mad City that we did from him. But the message is there. There's a few sort of grey areas that we couldn't really figure out. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. 350, 380.
Yeah, that sounds like a good fucking number to me, buddy. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed listening.
Yeah, go
certainly-
check out the full album if you haven't listened to it, because it'll probably explain a lot more than what we've covered in this track, so you'll understand it a lot more.
Yeah, and just, fucking everyone out there should just love each other.
Yeah, and take it
Yeah,
off.
tell your
Take it all
homies
off.
you love them.
Yeah. Try not to be racist. Try not to be materialistic. Try not to claim things that you don't truly believe in. And try not to kill your fucking cat.
From making noise on the podcast. Doom, you're cute, but you're testing your luck here. Anyway, goodbye, everybody.
Ciao.